rainfall pattern. Maikinte and Amadou Konate were optimistic that the seeds they planted, which were provided by Child Fund, is going to produce a bumper harvest. For Grts News, I am Asitomane. The National Assembly Wednesday concluded its legislative session after a marathon debate on various issues bordering on the development of the country. The recent execution of 9 death row inmates, the state of roads in the rural and urban areas during the rainy season, and the closure of Saranga FM radio were highlights of the motion on the adjournment. Samuel Ba has more.
Critical issues for growth, peace and tranquility of the Gambia were topics of discussion in the House of Parliament on Tuesday during the adjournment debates. Lawmakers defended the recent executions carried out by the Gambia government, the closure of Teranga FM station, and at the same time denounced the interference of individuals, opposition and other states in the internal affairs of the country.
The judiciary, the courts have been sentencing people to death by our statutes. So that each and every Gambian was aware that by virtue of those death sentences, in the statute books there must be death penalty. No Gambian, to my knowledge, no Gambian, to my knowledge, has raised eyebrows over it.
If you don't want to be executed, please allow others to live in peace. Honorable Speaker, I don't think it was fair for people beyond the shores of the Gambia to criticize the legality of our constitution.
How about those who have killed? They should also go forward and explain what have they done before or prior to their execution, so that you have a balanced story.
The National Assembly members for Banjul called for the rehabilitation of the city roads, currently in a deplorable state. Other National Assembly members raised concern about the bad road network and the absence of pipe-borne water, which they say have a bearing on the development and health of their people.
Just on to my right, they have spent over a month doing this road between the National Assembly and the courthouse. The road has gone. The same thing applied to Primate Street. The road lasted for 45 days, it's gone. They did Hagan Street, the road lasted for less than 50 days, the road is gone. What is wrong?
The majority leader also recognized the need for the government to provide public transport service to reduce the difficulties passengers are enduring due to the escalating cost of transport fares.
You want to travel from Tabokoto or from Serekunda at the cooperative end, Nawek end, you can hardly get to Banjul. The driver will tell you Gimpex. He's coming to Banjul, but he tell you Gimpex. He will reach Gimpex. He knows there are a lot of people at Gimpex going to Banjul. He will drop those people there. He will say Joshua. He will pick a lot of people from there to Joshua and then drop them there, and then there he goes to Banjul. That's not human. The pricing from Serekunda to Banjul takes note of the distance from Serekunda to Banjul. But you will make somebody pay 3-4 times, or he does not get to work on time.
The high rental fees and deposits demanded by landlords were also a concern for lawmakers. This supreme lawmaking body is ready to tax councils and rent tribunals to reinforce to protect tenants whom, after shouldering this financial burden, are sometimes cast out of their rooms without notice.
A room and parlor, they will ask you to pay 6 months for a civil servant or a worker who earns $1,000 plus or $2,000, and you ask him to pay 6 months. He has a family to feed. He has to commute to work. He has to pay for electricity, water. He has to get his kids to school.
The situation of the present ferry service also triggered debate in the House. Lawmakers are determined to meet the ferry top brass to fast-track a lasting solution to the trouble.
The Gambia ferry services, especially Bara, Banjul ferry services, for us, we the commuters, crossing around that end, it is a major problem.
Babukar Nyang, the National Assembly member for Banjul South, said the Gambia government should discourage the issue of dual citizenship. Abdullah Jawla, the NAM for Sandu, is concerned about the high fees some private schools charge. The debate subsided with congratulations to President Jammeh for his personal generosity to Gambians and for upholding the Constitution of the Gambia, which in 3 successful inaugurations he swore to defend without fear or favor. The performance of the under-17 female team presently carrying the country's flag in Azerbaijan was also hailed by lawmakers despite their poor start in the competition. Lawmakers also praised the Speaker of the House, Abdullah Bojang, for the recently concluded retreat for the Public Enterprise Committee and Public Accounts Committee of the National Assembly. Samuel Ba, GRTS.
Gambia International Airlines is set to issue this year's intending pilgrims with their passports having already finalized work on their visas. Well, Grts' Famra Fofana sat down with GIA's Public Relations Officer Babukar Fati and first asked him what next after the completion of visa issuance.
For us to distribute their passports.
Okay.
So the distribution of passports to intending pilgrims is going to take this format.
Okay.
All those who bought their tickets from Gambia International Airline, 2 offices, that's the Kairaba and the Banjul office, are asked to report at the Independence Stadium tomorrow, Friday, 28 September 2012, to be issued their passports.
Okay.
Those who bought their tickets from travel agencies, GI is advising them to visit their respective travel agencies to collect their passports. Okay. Those who are sponsored by the President of the Republic of the Gambia, say Professor Dr. Hajia Ejiji Jammeh, are asked to report to their various political bureaus to collect their passports.
Okay.
Furthermore, GI would like to inform the general public that all those who intend to travel to Saudi Arabia to perform Hajj this year should get closer to the Greater Banjul area by tomorrow. All intending pilgrims for 2012 should get closer and come to the Greater Banjul area so that they can be easily reached. In the same vein, we are advising intending pilgrims not to go to the airport until they get the green line from GIA.
Okay.
No intending pilgrims should go to the airport without being told to do so.
Okay.
The next information, GIA will come and tell them what to do and when to report to the airport. Under no circumstances, I want to emphasize, should intending pilgrims go to the airport without being told to do so. Okay. Operations for Hajj 2012 are expected to begin on Saturday, 29 September 2012. But nonetheless, let them not go to the airport without being told to do so.
We'll now take our first break. We'll be right back. Welcome back. Zimbabwean President Robert Mugabe has condemned NATO for what he called establishing a military hegemony in Libya, and thousands of demonstrators in the northern Nigerian state of Kano have burnt US flags and effigies of President Obama as the fallout from an anti-Islamic film still rumbles on. We have details of this and other stories in this African News Roundup.
Addressing the UN General Assembly on Wednesday, Zimbabwean leader Robert Mugabe condemned NATO's campaign that helped topple Libya's Muammar Gaddafi. He also criticized what he called NATO's military hegemony in Libya. Mugabe also set out plans for a constitutional referendum in November and presidential and legislative elections in March, a timetable that was quickly denounced by the opposition as unrealistic. In South Africa, thousands of striking workers at Amplats could be sacked as the world's top platinum producer started disciplinary procedures against strikers if they did not return to work. 80% of workers at Amplats are on strike. The work stoppage began 2 weeks ago. Workers said they will not give in to the company's ultimatum and are pushing for at least the raise